Very good morning to all. I, on behalf of HSS Department, Technical Science Associate Professor in English from Humanities and Social Science Department, welcome you all for this one-day international conference under the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 on AYUSH Globe 2025. AYUSH for Global Well-being and Exports from India, being organized by Humanities and Social Sciences Department, IIT RAM, and it is supported by Indian Council of Social Science Research, that is ICSSR, under the special call on the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. The proposed conference aims to explore strategies and opportunities for enhancing the export potential of AYUSH products from Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. The main objective of the conference is to enhance the global market potential for AYUSH products, focusing on their unique contribution to a holistic well-being. It reminds me of some very popular line from Vedas. Nasti vidya samo bandhu, nasti vidya sama shuha, nasti vidya samam vittam, nasti vidya samam sukham. This sloka means that there is no friend, no companion, no wealth, or no bliss as great as knowledge. So today, we are here to barter knowledge and generate collaborations among policymakers, researchers, and industry leaders to identify opportunities for scaling exports, particularly from Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Rajasthan, and establish India as a leading exporter of AYUSH products in the global well-being market. I once again would like to welcome you all on behalf of the conference chairs, Dr. Praveen Jadhav, HOD and Associate Professor from HSS Department, IIT RAM, Dr. Shukurti, Assistant Professor, HSS Department, IIT RAM, Dr. Chakradhar Jadhav, Assistant Professor, SES, Hyderabad, and Dr. Arun Kumar Bhairwa, Assistant Professor, IIM Amritsar, for joining us in this international conference. I am privileged to share that these four faculty members have secured a major research project under the special call from ICSSR on AYUSH, Viksit Bharat 2047. To know something about IIT IIT is an autonomous university established by Government of Gujarat in 2013. It aims to bring about significant change in engineering education with respect to technical and managerial knowledge in area of infrastructure. And over years, IIT RAM has grown towards being a center of excellence by its continuous dedication towards providing an updated and streamlined technical education and curating minds in the areas of research. IIT RAM also collaborates with industry and academia to foster innovation and skill development in the infrastructure sector. When we have gathered under the aegis of IIT RAM and HSS department, how can I stop myself to introducing you with the small but very significant department of IIT RAM, Humanities and Social Sciences Department. HSS IIT offers compulsory and elective courses in the discipline of economics, English literature, psychology, and sociology. At present, the department has 5 faculty members who teach a diverse range of courses at both graduate and postgraduate levels. In addition, HSS department provides engineering students opportunity to take BDP projects in HSS discipline. Department fondly offers courses on IKS, namely Indigenous Short Stories from India, Bhagavad Gita for Life, Mysticism in Bhakti Poetry, etc. And HSS also offers minor in management programs. The department offers doctoral programs in all 5 disciplines. Currently, HSS department has 11 PhD scholars engaged in innovative research across diverse areas, addressing both theoretical and applied challenges in current and emerging topics. Currently, HSS faculty are working on 3 projects by ICSSR, 1 project from Jai Prakash Narayan Center for Excellence in Humanities, and of course, many more are yet awaited. Today, when we are gathered here to embark on the journey of insightful dialogue, thought-provoking perspectives, and invaluable learning to scale one more step towards excellence, I wish to bow down to the and seek favor from the combined form of knowledge that resides in the form of Jyoti, the eternal light of lamp, the form of Goddess Durga, Goddess Lakshmi, and Goddess Saraswati. To begin this auspicious deliberations, I would like to request the dignitaries, Professor P.K. Jain, Director General IIT RAM, Professor N.K. Barwar, Director IIT RAM, Dr. Falguni Patel, Deputy Director Training and Research AYUSH, Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratnam, Deputy Head and Senior Economic Affairs Officer, UNSCAP, who is online with us, Professor Vijaya Kutti, IFT New Delhi, and Dr. Praveen Jadhav, Associate Professor and Head HSS Department, to please lighten the lamp of knowledge and wisdom and pray for the success and future in giving and taking the knowledge. Please, sirs.
The lamp there.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम् शुभं कुरु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम् शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु. Thank you all. It is rightly said, prayer is not asking, it is the longing of the soul. It is both an incredible expression of faith and a humble gesture of surrender towards the divine. And on behalf of us all, may I request Mr. Abhay Galsania, who has come all the way and has been sponsored by ICCR for performing Ganesh Vandana on behalf of Krishna Vandana on behalf of all of us, and bow down to the Almighty and seek the blessings for our great success. Please, Abhay.
Namami Krishna Namami Krishna Namami Krishna
Let me introduce Abhay to all. Like Abhay is a disciple of Srimati Dr. Pasha Thakkar Kanabar and Kumari Dr. Khyati Maid. He is just 23 years old, a passionate Kathak dancer, and is pursuing Visharad from Akhil Bharatiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya Mandal, Mumbai. Currently, he is in Upantya Visharad and has attended few workshops held by Gujarat Rajya Sangeet Natak Academy. He had performed in Horike Rasya on 16th February 2024 at Pandit Dil Dayal Upadhyay Auditorium, Ahmedabad. Other than this, he had performed in the cultural program as part of the celebration of 75th Republic Day at Junagadh, titled Sorat Dara Soham, and also at International Kite Festival 2025. Thank you, Abhay, for mesmerizing us for graceful dance performance. I will take this opportunity to thank Indian Council for Cultural Relation, that is ICCR, for sponsoring this dance for us, and also they have been always motivating to us whenever we require. So a special thanks to the director ICCR and Sukan Bhatt, who was instrumental for bringing the Abhay today here. Thank you, Abhay. I'm here reminded of a sloka from Charak Sahita, which says, Hitam hitam sukham dukham ayutasya hitahitam manacha tatvayatroktam Ayurvedam cha muchyate. This is the definition of Ayurveda according to Charak Samhita. It says, Ayurveda is a Veda that provides the knowledge of good, bad, happy and unhappy life. Its promoters and non-promoters, measurement and nature. This means Ayurveda is the method of leading our life happily. So today we are here to further learn, know, as well as to grasp some knowledge of Ayurveda through our panel discussions, through our paper readers, as well as through the technical as well as non-technical display on the first floor foyer. So we will be learning more about Ayurveda and AYUSH products today throughout the day. May I request our conference convener, Professor Dr. Praveen Jadhav, HSS Department Head, to please lead the dignitaries on the dais. We should welcome our dignitaries of the round of applause, please. It is really a pleasure to welcome the Honorable Deputy Director, Training and Placement, Dr. Falgun Patel from AYUSH Government of Gujarat. I request Professor P.K. Jain, Director General IIT NAD, to felicitate him with a jade plant which symbolizes good luck, prosperity, and positive energy. And it also symbolizes our efforts towards ecology. May I request Professor Jain to present a plant to Deputy Director Mr. Falgun Patel. May I request Dr. Praveen Jadhav, the conference chair, to welcome our Director General Professor P.K. Jain with the felicitation with the plant and the metro. I request Dr. Vati Kumar to welcome Professor Vijaya Kutti ma'am with plant. Thank you ma'am for joining us. I request Dr. Chakradhar Jadhav, SES Hyderabad, to as the co-PI of this project as well as the co-convener of the event, to welcome our director, Professor M.K. Barua, IIT NAD. Welcome once again, sirs and madam, and thank you very much for joining us. To brief about the conference and to know the highlight of the conference, I request Professor Dr. Praveen Jadhav on podium to brief us in detail about the plan, execution, and today's event schedule of the conference. Dr. Jadhav.
Good morning to all. So, first of all, on behalf of IIT family, I extend my welcome to all the people who joined for this one-day international conference on AYUSH Globe. So, just like when I was doing my PhD in English of foreign trade. So my guide is here, and that time Dr. Kati floated this idea to create something for Ayush export, and because of her effort, the new HS code for Ayush was established for first time in India. And ultimately, what motivated me, when I'm writing the proposal for ICCR, why we should not do something which ultimately, uh, like promoting our Ayush in international market. At the same time, whenever we are doing something, if it is getting implemented, the happiness of that it is like something different, because ultimately sometimes just we are talking, we will do this and something like, but ultimately when the policy is framed out of our research, that ultimately give many enthusiasm for conducting many more such kind of research. So in this background, actually we wrote a proposal to ICCR, and we got selected. Luckily, we got selected because there is tough competition to get a project from ICCR, because we have only one authority which actually giving some sponsorship from India side to social science research. And then like we have a project OPI, like the chapter is there at the same time from IIM Amritsar Arun and Dr. Shukul from IIT Rank. And then we started like because ultimately the we need also follow some mandate of the ICCI. They say that starting of your project, you should do some kind of a deliberation only with 25 participants. That was the mandate, but because we got a lot of good response from industry, so we can accommodate some of the good people from industry as well as academia from the compliance side. Like we also have a people from technical officer from FDA department as well as for this conference. And actually that's how this idea came into the picture. And before of the starting the project, we are actually looking for many good ideas for framing our questionnaire. What is ultimately the challenges faced by the industry, and how combinedly as a policymaker, as an academician, we can help for the industry, because that is should be the what we should plan ahead for if you want to see the vision leadership for 2047. And so that's how we came in this picture. Like, so this is the like it's the brief title, under the Vishwamitra Bharat India and facilitating trade of local products. So that was the theme under we got this project, and I'm not going to the details because that we will deliberate into the coming future. So if we see the coming the conference paper, because there was a limitation for only 25 papers to be presented, because that's what the ICCR is giving signature on that certificates. So for this conference, we also got the good number of papers, not only from India, like we got from Louisiana State University, USA, as well as from the some of the University of Watersand. Then neighboring countries like Nepal, like uh, that person was to visit India, but unfortunately ICCR is not permitting that as well. But we try to get the paper from our neighboring country who has a good export share of India. So if you are looking at the export share, like right now the UAE is and followed by USA is the largest trading partner for Ayush. And even we will some technical session we are also sharing the exact figures of how much is the potential for our exports, because this is not a right and right to talk about. But at the same time also we are with the recent software from the China, we also analyze, do some simulation, and if you are reducing the tariff barriers for Ayush product, how much we will gain at the same time. Non-tariff measures also is impacting a lot to the industry. And how if we are reducing these non-tariff measures, do some simulation, we also find out some of the opportunities that is available for Indian Irish market. So this is what like we plan, some session after the inaugural, and this is our team for this conference. So with this word, I will not take much time, but I like to thanks. We got only 1 month's time to organize this particular conference because this is the starting of our project. But with this limited, actually I call many my friends because writing a paper within 1 month is difficult. But I call the people from like industries like Federation of Indian Exporter Regulation PO. I have some friends and ask like share your views because we are like just looking the some of the viewpoints for this and also the like Dr. Joban Mehta and Rashad, also the from industry like who are pioneering into the Ayush sector. They actually taken our ministers also from Harbour Group. We have people and so many industries coming forward and I'm lucky because within the short time even like only last week we wrote the invitation and in this 1 week they came forward. I have to thanks all the industry people. Our some people from other the legal side also is with there. FDA department is also there. Thanks to for the performance which you have made in this occasion. So again, our management like because they supported wholeheartedly for this idea and they have given all freedom for us to organizing this. So with this, I will stop my brief introduction about the conference, and I hope that whole day will be have a fruitful discussion, which will be ultimately will be we will able to create some policy formulation out of this discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for the brief introduction about the conference. I take an honor here to introduce Professor Pramod Kumar Jain, the Director General of IIT. Professor Jain is a professor in the Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering at Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Prior to joining IIT RAN, Professor Jain has served as a director of IIT DOG Varanasi, director as an additional charge of IIT Patna, and director of IIT DM Jabalpur. Professor Jain has an excellent track record of performing administrative and academic responsibilities in the institutions that he has served in various capacities. Professor Jain has made significant contribution in the field of manufacturing system and engineering. In line with his research, Professor Jain has received various awards and recognition, few being Fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, Fellow of Japanese Society for Promotion of Science, Fellow of IE Indo Netherlands Academic Exchange Fellowship, and Career Award for Young Teachers. Professor Jain is excellent in planning and execution of high impact facilities such as infrastructure projects and research facilities. He has a proven track record of improving teaching, research, innovation, and fund generation for the institute. Professor Jain has a total of 35 plus years of experience and 80 plus years of experience as a professor. He has performed the role as a member of Academic Council, Senate, Executive Council, DOG, and member of various professional as well as academic bodies. I take the privilege to welcome Sir for his inaugural address.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this conference that is AYUSH Globe 25. Professor Kati, Sir Patel, and my colleagues and all distinguished guests, I on behalf of the institute and on my own behalf welcome you all to this conference. As told by Dr. Jadhav, this project is sponsored by ICSSR and particularly on the basis of some special calls under the Viksit Bharat 2047 program. Fortunately, I am member of that committee which is formulating document for Viksit Bharat 2047, and I am telling you that health is one of the major topic that document is going to be one of the major topics, because our big challenge in 2047 or even now is to provide a good health infrastructure to the huge population that we have right now. And this is going to increase our challenges, but at the same time will create many opportunities for us as well. And if you look at the AYUSH of course is one of the, I would say, greatest knowledge base of Indian history. We or our rishis have done so much of research, they have documented everything in different documents like Charak Samhita and others, how herbs, spices can help human health. And they have followed very simple system categorizing all diseases under major three symptoms: Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And they start, dealing with all these symptoms and how can we provide holistic treatment to the people, and maybe at the cheapest rate and maybe at the home itself. But there are few challenges now with the globalization. Madam may, Professor Katti may know more about that, that many countries or advanced countries are copying our knowledge. First and biggest challenge is to protect our intellectual rights. How to protect whatever knowledge, wisdom we have in our Vedas, in various writings. That is the biggest challenge. And second challenge is how to promote that. AYUSH in India as well as abroad. So we know that in every household we have our elders, they tell us about the benefits of turmeric, benefits of this spice or that spice, and that starts at the home itself. But there is no, you can say, documented knowledge made available to the common man. And I would say that one of the company, at least in India, took these multinationals head on and could compete them, and that is Patanjali, Swami Ramdev. There are controversies, of course, about the standardization, about the pramanikta of those medicines, but credit goes to him to make Ayush a global brand. And being from Roorkee, I have seen Swami Ramdev from those days when he was just having a very small kind of apartment and offering yoga lessons and some medicine by his, what is his name?
Balkrishna.
Balkrishna. They were sitting side by side. And 20, 30 people, were just there to consult them and all those kind of things. And now we can see his empire. It is next to Roorkee. He has a university. He has a very good research lab. He has all kind of facilities and trying to bring Ayush back to the main stage, or I would say that is medical science or whatever. So I think this is a good opportunity for us, and we should try to make sure that Ayush and its medicines, its practices should remain in the households. We should not rely more on allopathic medicine system. With allopathy, of course, we all know that whenever we need some cure, some emergency, we also choose allopathy. But for the prevention at least, we can follow the Ayurveda system. And I think that the research papers which are going to be presented in this conference, the deliberations, and as I told by Dr. Jadhav that many of the companies are also participating who are having some interest in Ayurveda. So that will be a good kind of discussion, I think. And after the conference, Mr. Katti is there. She, I think, is supporting the government also to make some policies how to promote Ayurveda in India and abroad. So some of the policy documents or suggestions which may come out of this conference may be useful to the government and to the overall community or Indian population. Thank you very much, and I wish all the best to the organizers and to all the friends. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution. I'm really honored to introduce Dr. Fargun Patel, Deputy Director, Training and Research, AYUSH, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Gujarat. Sir has received his BMS degree from Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar in April 2001. PG Diploma in Yoga Sciences from Gujarat Vidyapith, Ahmedabad in April 2003. And MD Ayurveda and specialization in Panchkarma from Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar in July 2006. Sir has interestingly completed diploma in temple management in 2010 from Somnath Sanskrit University, Gujarat. Keeping these interests live, Sir is very much into, I must say, Indian knowledge and has done a special study on Darshan Sastra, that is Indian philosophy, like Yoga Darshan, Sankhya Darshan, Vaishakya Darshan, and Rishi Udyan Gurukul Ajmer, which is established, or rather, which was established by Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati. Sir is currently serving as a reader, that is associate professor, is in CL1 Panchkarma Department, State Model University of Ayurveda Science, Kolabada, Gandhinagar. I invite Sir for your address, please.
नमस्कार मंचस्थ प्रोफेसर पीके जैन साहब, प्रोफेसर मुकेश जी, प्रोफेसर विजयागट्टी मैडम एंड हमारे मित्र डॉक्टर प्रवीण जी। आयुष ग्लोब 2025 ग्लोबल वेल बीइंग की बात है, तो आयुर्वेद वेल बीइंग के बारे में जो बताता है, तो हमारे आयुर्वेद में हमारे ऋषियों ने आयुर्वेद का उद्देश्य क्या है ये बताया। तो उसमें पहली बात बताई, स्वस्थ स्वास्थ्य रक्षण। कोई व्यक्ति बीमार होता है, उसके बाद उसकी चिकित्सा करना, उसमें खर्च करना, उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट करना, उससे अच्छा है कि व्यक्ति हेल्दी रहे, वेल बीइंग रहे। तो ये बड़ी बात आयुर्वेद में बरसों से, यानी कोई भी आचार्य का सबने जो लिखा चिकित्सा की बात की, तो पहले कहा कि स्वस्थ व्यक्ति स्वस्थ रहे, उसका ध्यान रखा जाए। फिर बात बीमार पड़ता है तो आतुर शरीर का प्रश्न, आतुर होता है, बीमार होता है, तो उसकी व्याधि का शमन किया जाए। तो आयुर्वेद ये बात वर्षों से मानता है कि वेल बीइंग मेन चीज है, और पूरे विश्व में यदि कोई शास्त्र वेल बीइंग की बात बता सकता है तो आयुष सिस्टम है, आयुर्वेद सिस्टम है, योग सिस्टम। हम जानते हैं कि आयुर्वेद में एक हेल्थ की दूसरी भी व्याख्या दी है, शम दोष शमाग्निश शम धातु मलक, प्रसन्न आत्मेंद्रिय मन स्वस्थ अभिजय। यानी सिर्फ शरीर में कुछ कंटेंट ठीक होना, विटामिन ठीक होना, मिनरल्स ठीक होना, इससे ही हेल्थ है, ऐसा नहीं। आयुर्वेद कहता है शम दोष, तीनों दोष, वात पित्त कफ, सबने भी बात बताई, वात पित्त कफ वो बैलेंस में होना, वो पहले में। शम, आपका डाइजेशन पावर भी ठीक होना चाहिए। आपको भूखी नहीं लग रही है, कम लग रही है, तो अभी आप बीमार हो। सम धातु मलक, आपकी सभी धातु, यानी रस, रक्त, मांस, मेद, अस्थि, मज्जा, शुक्र, ऐसी 7 धातु। किसी को ओबेसिटी बढ़ी हुई है, मेद बढ़ा हुआ है, तो वो हेल्दी नहीं है, बराबर। तो ये पूरी बात अस्थि क्षय है, यानी ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस, अस्थि धातु ठीक नहीं तो भी बीमार है। तो ये सभी बैलेंस में होना चाहिए। शम मलक, यानी सुबह में पेट साफ हो जाना चाहिए, पेट सफा की जो बात है वो होनी चाहिए सुबह में। तो ऐसी सभी बात, उससे आगे क्या बताया, समदोष समाग से समधातु मदन क्रिया, उसके बहुत आगे की बात है प्रसन्न आत्मेंद्रिय मन। कहीं पे भी एलोपैथी साइंस में ये चीजें बहुत कम है। आयुर्वेद बताता है कि स्वस्थ रहने के लिए प्रसन्न आत्मा होना चाहिए। हमारा जो आत्मा है वो प्रसन्न रहे, इंद्रिय मन, हमारी जो इंद्रिया है, चक्षु वगैरह जो 5 इंद्रिया बताई गई, वो प्रसन्न होनी चाहिए, ठीक होनी चाहिए, तभी हम स्वस्थ हैं। और मन भी हमारा प्रसन्न होना चाहिए, यानी आत्मा मन इंद्रिय की बात आयुर्वेद बताता है। तो ये सब पूरी हेल्थ की बात है। तो क्या भारत में ये ग्लोबल की बात चली है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन, तो अपना भारत इसमें पीछे था? पहले पूरे विश्व में हमारी कीर्ति नहीं थी, ऐसा था? ऐसा नहीं। हम बचपन से सुनते आते रहे भारत कैसा है, तो सोने की चिड़िया हमारा देश है, सोने की चिड़िया था, बराबर। सोने की चिड़िया था तो कैसे था? तो मैंने कुछ समय पहले पढ़ा थोड़ा, तो चीनी यात्री हैंसान, हमको पता है कि एक यात्री था, चीन से यहाँ था, 6वीं सदी में वो यहाँ था, 6th सेंचुरी में वो यहाँ आकर उसने पूरे 6 साल उसको लगे चीन से यहाँ पैदल चल के, उसको काफी कठिनाई थी। वो 6 साल के बाद भारत आया, क्योंकि उतनी कीर्ति भारत की थी उस समय में, भारतवर्ष की, कि वो उसको सुनकर अच्छी चीजें यहाँ से ले जाने के लिए वो भारत 6 साल तक चलकर आया, और 10 साल के आसपास भारत में वो घूमा। उसने नालंदा में वो गया, नालंदा की कुछ बातें उसने बताई। तो नालंदा उस समय कैसा था? एक बड़ी विश्वविद्यालय, जो अपनी तो ये छोटी है, बड़ी पूरे भारत की नालंदा तक्षशिला बड़ी विश्वविद्यालय थी। तो नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय की वो कीर्ति बताता है, वो कहता है कि उस विश्वविद्यालय में 9 मंजिले इमारत थी जिसमें पुस्तकालय था। 9 मंजिल की इमारत में पूरे विश्व को ज्ञान प्रदान करे ऐसे पुस्तकें, अपनी भारत के दर्शन, उपनिषद, अनेक ऐसे शास्त्र, आयुर्वेद के शास्त्र, ऐसे 9 मंजिल पुस्तकालय में उस समय इकट्ठा किए। अलग अलग पांडुलिपि में वो लिखे हुए थे, कुछ संस्कृत में लिखे हुए थे, कुछ वेदों के उस समय के मंत्र थे। तो ऐसे 9 मंजिले इमारत में पुस्तकालय थी। वहां पे जो स्टूडेंट पढ़ने आते थे, तो वो इतनी बड़ी मात्रा में स्टूडेंट थे कि 100 ऐसे क्लासरूम थे, 100 वर्ग खंड थे। उसने बताया कि उस समय 100 क्लासरूम में एक साथ ऐसी पढ़ाई होती थी, अलग अलग विषय की, आयुर्वेद की होती थी, तर्कशास्त्र की होती थी, अलग अलग जो भी शास्त्र थे, वैशेषिक वगैरह जो भी, वो सब विद्याओं की पढ़ाई 100 अलग अलग क्लासरूम में होती। पूरे विश्व से अनेक विद्यार्थी यहाँ पढ़ने के लिए आते। तो ये मेरा भारत था, ये हमारा भारत था, कि जिसको हम सोने की चिड़िया मानते। अभी है कि नहीं वो प्रश्न है, पर हमें फिर से सोने की चिड़िया बना। ये ग्लोबलाइजेशन की जो बात है वो किससे होगा? आयुष से होगा, अपनी पद्धति से होगा, योग से होगा, आयुर्वेद से होगा, पर और कोई चीजों से वो भी हो सकता है। पर ये अपनी ऐसी चीजें कि विश्व के पास आयुर्वेद नहीं है, योग नहीं है, उसको आयुर्वेद सीखना है, योग सीखना है, तो हमारे पास ही आना पड़ेगा। तो इसके लिए पूरा आयोजन है, इसके लिए मैं आयोजकों को अभिनंदन दे रहा हूँ। कुछ बातें जो मैकेनिक के साथ भी जुड़ी हुई है, तो एक नाड़ी तरंगिणी करके एक आपने सुना होगा। तो वातपित्त कफ की बात की, तो वातपित्त को हम नाड़ी से चेक करते हैं। पहले के समय हमारे वैद्य होते, आज भी काफी ऐसे वैद्य नाड़ी वैद्य बोलते हैं, तो ऐसे चेक करते हैं नाड़ी। तो आज ऐसा मशीन आ गया है, नाड़ी तरंगिणी करके मशीन डेवलप किया है, जो पल्स को चेक करता है और बताता है। पूरे वर्ल्ड में अभी इसकी मांग है, काफी वैद्य भी यूज करते हैं और भी लोग मंगवाते हैं। तो ऐसी चीजें भी आज के समय में डेवलप होनी चाहिए, उसका भी बड़ा मार्केट है ग्लोबल में। तो ये बात भी हमें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। जब आयुष की बात आती है, अभी थोड़े समय पहले कोविड की जो बात चली, कोविड में आयुष का सबसे अच्छा प्रदान हुआ। गुजरात में कोविड का जो हमारा ट्रीटमेंट का था, उसका मैं नोडल ऑफिसर था आयुष के ऑफिस में, और हमने अलग प्रयोग किए। कोविड के समय में बहुत तकलीफें थी, तो मुझे याद है कि हमने आयुष 64, एक हमारे सेंट्रल काउंसिल ऑफ रिसर्च इन आयुर्वेदा सिद्धा CCRS की ने बनाई हुई एक रिसर्च बेस्ड मेडिसिन है। तो उसको पहले वो मलेरिया में देते थे, बहुत अच्छे रिजल्ट थे। फिर कोविड आया, तो कोविड में हमने वो कोविड माइल्ड मॉडरेट पेशेंट में देना शुरू किया। मिनिस्ट्री ने काफी रिसर्च भी किए, हमें भी दिया गया प्रोजेक्ट। तो हमने यहाँ गुजरात में लगभग 35,500 से ज्यादा कोविड पॉजिटिव पेशेंट पे उसमें काम किया, उसका डेटा रखा। आयुष 64 और संशमनिवटी गिलोय गरवटी, ये 2 औषध था, एक काढ़ा था। तो हमने देखा कि उसके बाद पूरा डेटा मेरे पास आता था। बड़ी बड़ी हॉस्पिटलों में जाने में बहुत दिक्कत हुई कि वो लोग पहले तो परमिशन ही नहीं देते थे आयुर्वेद देने के लिए, परमिशन दी, फिर सब ठीक से चला। तो हमारा 35,500 के आसपास का जो डेटा था, उसमें से लास्ट में जब हमने उसका फलश्रुति निकाली, तो पता चला सिर्फ 161 डे थी उन लोगों के हुए जिन्होंने आयुष इंटरवेंशन को स्वीकार किया। उस समय ऐसा था कि सेकंड ग्रुप, तो प्राय जो लोग इन्फेक्टिव होते थे, 50% भी पूछते नहीं, जो भी हॉस्पिटल में गया वो गया, ऐसी एक स्थिति। तब ये हुआ कि हॉस्पिटल में जो पेशेंट गए थे, उनको जो वॉलंटरी लेना चाहते थे, उनको आयुष इंटरवेंशन जोड़ा गया, तो वो प्राय उनके डेथ नहीं हुए, जो डेथ हुए वो भी कैसे थे, मोर्बालिटी थी, किसी को डायबिटीज था, किसी को हाइपरटेंशन था, उनके हुए। तो ये बताता है कि आयुर्वेद आयुष पद्धति हमारे इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाने में काफी करती है। सिर्फ इन्फेक्शन लगना ये बीमारी नहीं, सभी को वायरस तो सभी जगह रहते हैं। एक घर में एक व्यक्ति को खांसी होती है, सभी को, दूसरे एक व्यक्ति को, बाकी 3 को नहीं होती। क्यों नहीं होती है? वो उसी एटमॉस्फेयर में रहता है, फिर भी उसको वायरस इन्फेक्ट क्यों नहीं करता है? क्योंकि उसकी इम्यूनिटी ज्यादा है। तो ये इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने की बात कोई अच्छी चीजें है तो वो आयुर्वेद की मेडिसिन में है। जैसे गिलोय कन्वर्टी च्यवनप्राश हम सब जानते हैं, बहुत फेमस हुआ कोविड के बाद भी और पहले से फेमस। च्यवन ऋषि ने, वो च्यवनप्राश कैसे आया उसकी बात भी बढ़िया है कि च्यवन ऋषि थे, वो बूढ़े हो गए थे, अब उनको कोई संजोगवशात राजा की कन्या से उनका विवाह हुआ। अब वो वृद्ध थे, कन्या युवा थी, तो उन्होंने ऐसी खोज की कि मैं फिर से युवा बन जाऊं। वृद्ध अवस्था में जो चमड़ी बिल्कुल पतली हो गई थी, आंखें में दिखता नहीं था, बाल सफेद हो गए थे, तो कुछ मैं ऐसा सोचूं। तो उसने ऐसी खोज की कि उसका सेवन करने से उसके बाल काले हो गए, चमड़ी ठीक हो गई, वो युवा हो गए। तो यानी उसमें से उस फॉर्मूला का नाम च्यवन ऋषि के नाम से च्यवनप्राश है। और वो आज भी उतनी ताकत करता है कि रेजुवेनेशन रसायन कर्म करता है कि अपनी पूरी धातु को, हमारे पूरे शरीर को यंग बना सकता है। यानी वो नियमित सेवन करने से हम हेल्दी रहते। किसको नहीं रहना यंग? सभी यंग रहना चाहते, बुढ़ा होना कौन चाहता है? सभी चाहे तो सभी च्यवनप्राश खाएंगे, यानी किसी को वृद्ध नहीं होना है, कोई भी व्यक्ति ऐसा। तो ऐसी चीजें, यानी ये च्यवनप्राश कितने सालों से चला, परंपरागत, उसका नाम हजारों सालों पहले च्यवन ऋषि हुए होंगे, तब से ये चल रहा है। आज भी वो चरक महर्षि ने लिखा, उसके पहले का वो च्यवनप्राश की फॉर्मूला है। तो वो बातें पूरे विश्व में हमारे आयुर्वेद पद्धति, हमारे ऐसे मेडिसिन थी जो पूरे विश्व को इसकी जरूरत पहले भी थी, आज भी है, और उसको हमें ले जाना है। इंडस्ट्री के काफी लोग यहाँ पे, तो ये काम हमें करना। बड़ा मार्केट है, काफी मेरे दोस्त भी जोवन भाई वगैरह है, वो तो बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, फार्मेसी के साथ, आगे आपसे बताएंगे विषय। पर बहुत बड़ी ऐसी बातें हैं। कुछ डेटा कहा था इन्होंने कि बताना आयुष मिनिस्ट्री का क्या काम चल रहा है। तो मेरे पास जो डेटा मैंने कलेक्ट किए, आज 53,023 एमएसएमई यहाँ आयुष में काम कर रही है, 53,000 के आसपास। और आपको पता होगा कि आयुष के आज टोटल 30 कंट्री में आयुर्वेद और आयुष मेडिसिन जो पद्धतियां है, ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन, खास करके आयुर्वेद, वो स्वीकृत है एज ए ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन, कि वहां पे वो 30 कंट्री में आज भी आयुर्वेद चिकित्सा कर सकते, ऐसी मान्यता प्राप्त है। और 150 कंट्री में आज पूरा रिकॉर्ड मिनिस्ट्री का है, 150 कंट्री में आज भी अपनी आयुर्वेद मेडिसिन एक्सपोर्ट हो रही है। तो एक एक्सपोर्ट का बड़ा मार्केट, 150 कंट्री का बड़ा मार्केट इसके पास, आयुर्वेद के पास है, आयुष की मेडिसिन के पास है। तो उसके लिए भी हमारे जो इंडस्ट्री है उसको सोचना चाहिए, उसमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। कुछ बातें मिनिस्ट्री ने और भी बताई थी कि टोटल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर जो है वो 2014 में जो आयुष का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होता था उससे 8 गुना ज्यादा, 8 टाइम्स वो 2020 का मार्केट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, यानी 8 गुना सिर्फ 14 से 22 में बढ़ेगा, और 24 में तो अभी और बढ़ गया है। तो ये काफी ग्रोथ जो कह सकते हैं, उसका काफी बड़ा ग्रोथ है ये इंडस्ट्री का, कि वो आगे बढ़ रही है। टोटल इंडिया आयुष का जो मार्केट है ₹1666 बिलियन का मार्केट पूरा है, पूरा डेटा है। 1667 बिलियन का मार्केट इंडिया का आयुष का है, जो पूरे वर्ल्ड में भी जाता है। तो ऐसी काफी बातें आयुष के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। खास करके एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में भी आयुष का काफी अभी मिनिस्ट्री सपोर्ट कर रही है, और मिनिस्ट्री ने एक चैंपियन सर्विस सेक्टर स्कीम निकाली है, जिसमें मेडिकल वैल्यू ट्रैवल के लिए वो स्पॉन्सरशिप भी देती है। तो ऐसे स्पॉन्सरशिप भी मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा, आयुष मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा भी शुरू हुई है। एक एमओयू आयुष मिनिस्ट्री और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस एमएसएमई के साथ हुआ, प्रमोशन ऑफ आयुष एंटरप्राइजेस के लिए, जिसके कारण 2021 में एमएसएमई 38,200 के आसपास थे, जो जनवरी 2023 में इसके बाद 53,000 एमएसएमई हुए, यानी उसका भी एमएसएमई भी बढ़े, ये जो कोलैबोरेशन हुआ उसकी वजह से। स्टार्टअप की बात करते हो, स्टार्टअप को जैसे अन्य क्षेत्रों में अभी प्रमोशन मिल रहा है मोदी साहब के आह्वान से, ऐसे इसमें भी स्टार्टअप को प्रमोशन मिल रहा है, आयुष मिनिस्ट्री उसमें पीछे लगी हुई है। और आयुष सेक्टर में आज 900 DPIIT रिकॉग्नाइज स्टार्टअप शुरू हो गए। दिसंबर 2022 का डेटा है, अभी और भी बढ़े, तो 900 से भी ज्यादा स्टार्टअप आयुष के अभी शुरू हुए। तो आयुष एक्सपर्ट की भी बात है। तो आयुष एक्सिल एक बहुत आनंद की बात है कि थोड़े समय पहले 2022 अप्रैल 2022 में एक बड़ा इवेंट गांधीनगर में महात्मा मंदिर में हुआ, ग्लोबल आयुष इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इनोवेशन समिट। इसी के विषय में खास ग्लोबल में आयुष को कैसे प्रमोट किया जाए, इसके लिए ग्लोबल आयुष इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इनोवेशन समिट हुआ। उसमें माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री हम सबके चरिता माननीय नरेंद्र भाई मोदी साहब ने अनाउंस किया कि आयुष एक्सिल करके एक अनाउंसमेंट हुआ। आयुष एक्सिल क्या है? तो आयुष एक्सपर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल बनेगी, जिसके द्वारा आयुष को कैसे एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए आयुष की मेडिसिन वगैरह को, उसके लिए क्या क्या उसमें सहयोग दिया जाए, कैसे सोचा जाए। तो पूरी काउंसिल भी तब से शुरू हुई 2022 से। ऐसे डेटा है, ड्रग लाइसेंस के लिए भी हमारे ड्रग के भी एक्सपर्ट आने वाले हैं। तो 2000 लगभग ई औषधि करके अभी शुरू हुआ है ड्रग लाइसेंस में, जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करने वाले उनको पता है कि ऑनलाइन सब हो रहा है। ऑनलाइन अभी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का जो परमिशन ले लिए, ई औषधि नाम का पोर्टल बना दिया गया है, इसके द्वारा होती है। और बार बार हर साल परमिशन लेने की जो बात थी, उसकी जगह पे ऐसा हुआ है कि उसमें एक बार रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया, फिर आप वन टाइम रजिस्ट्रेशन के बाद उसको आप अपनी प्रोडक्ट के बारे में वैलिडेशन उसका लाइफ टाइम रहेगा। आपको थोड़े थोड़े समय पे उसके ऑनलाइन सबमिशन करने, पर एक बार परमिशन मिल गई तो वो लाइफ टाइम चल सकती है। ऐसा भी एक अच्छा कामगिरी हमारी हुई है। एक आयुष वीजा की भी बात, वीजा की बात आती है तो आयुष वीजा पहली बार आपने कभी सुना, किसी लोगों ने तो सुना होगा, पर आयुष के लिए कोई यदि आयुष वीजा ऐसी कैटेगरी है कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स ने ऐसी परमिशन नोटिफिकेशन दिया है कि कोई भी फॉरेन नेशनलिस्ट यदि आयुष मेडिसिन के लिए ट्रीटमेंट कराने के लिए इंडिया में आता है तो उसको स्पेशल वीजा मिलेगा, तुरंत परमिट मिलेगी वीजा की। तो वो आयुष वीजा भी अभी शुरू हुआ है और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने ग्लोबल आयुष समिट में इसका भी अनाउंसमेंट किया था। तो ऐसी काफी बातें, एक बहुत अच्छी बात यह भी है कि इजी ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस ईओडीबी, ये आयुष मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करने वाले जहां बहुत ज्यादा प्रमाण में हो रहे हैं जिस स्टेट में, इसमें ईओडीबी रिफॉर्म हुआ, यानी इजी ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, अच्छी तरीके से बिजनेस हो सके उसके लिए कुछ जगह भी उसके सरकार प्रदान करती है, कुछ फैसिलिटी प्रदान करती है। तो उसमें गुजरात भी है जो ऐसे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए अच्छी कंडीशन प्रदान करता है। तो ये सब बातें भी आयुष के साथ जुड़ी। काफी कुछ चीजें हैं, समय बहुत कम है और आगे काफी एक्सपर्ट भी बताने वाले हैं, पर आयुष मंत्रालय के द्वारा काफी कुछ प्रयास इस ग्लोबलाइजेशन आयुष का हो उसके बारे में हो रहे हैं और आगे भी होने वाले हैं। तो हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी है कि आयुष को और आगे बढ़ाएं, और इंडस्ट्री का बड़ा मार्केट इसमें है, और सोने की चिड़िया भारत फिर से हमें बनाना है, और हमें भी सोने वाले पात्रों में अभी भोजन करना है, यानी कमाना है। हम भी समृद्ध बनने चाहिए, जो इंडस्ट्री वाले वो भी समृद्ध होंगे और पूरे विश्व में अपना आयुष आगे बढ़ेगा। ऐसी शुभकामना के साथ धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for briefing us about AYUSH Ministry and the projects that AYUSH is doing. And really, AYUSH Visa is a really new innovative idea which has been inaugurated or rather introduced. I would like there is one very good speaker and an experienced leader in this field named Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratna, who has joined all the way from an online mode. I think Dr. Ratna.
Hi, yes, sorry, I lost my.
Just 2 minutes. I will introduce you. Just 2 minutes. Dr. Ratna is an Indian civil servant.
Sorry, I lost the connection for time.
Are you able to hear us?
I can hear you now. Is this my turn?
Just a minute. I will introduce you to the audience so that they may have the better understanding what you are going to deliver. Dr. Ratna is an Indian civil servant and had worked for 25 years in the government of India, mostly in the Ministry of Commerce, handling the formulations of Indian foreign trade policy and trade negotiation in WTO and FTAs. He had negotiated with the Ugai and Doha round negotiation in WTO and India's free trade agreements. Dr. Ratna is a PhD in economics from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, India, MPhil in environmental science from JNU, and done an executive program on trade policy and negotiation from Harvard University, Boston. He is a visiting professor to various universities like Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, Lovely Professional University, Punjab, East China University of Political Science and Law, Shanghai China University of Science and Technology, Wuhan, and many more to address for. He has organized more than 200 trainings for policymakers as well as researchers and private sector on various topics including e-commerce, digital marketing, WTO RTAs negotiations, SPS, BTB, etc. He has written many books covering topics of WTO, regional trade agreements, trade facilitations, and poverty reductions, rules of origin, mainstreaming gender through trade policy, and has contributed chapters in several edited books and published several papers in peer-reviewed journals. His latest publication is an edited book titled Indian Agriculture Under the Shadow of WTO and FTAs. It's a Springer publication. For his works on empowering women in South Asia, Sir has been awarded by Women Not a Year Award 2021, Atal Samman 2023 by Manav Kalyan Society India, and Male Champion of the Year Award 2023 for Empowering Women by Women in Management and International Finance Cooperation in the Global Economic Forum 2023. I really feel delighted to invite you, sir, for your address. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. And let me first of all thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity to speak today. Uh, I have heard some of the speakers, including Professor Jadhav, and many of the points which have been stated. I will echo this intervention. But first of all, I wish you all a very successful event and congratulate for organizing this because the topic, the theme, is very relevant in today's world and especially in the context of post-COVID uh, and also the Sustainable Development Goals where the UN and UNSCAP has been working. As you all know, one of the important goals of sustainable development relates to good health, well-being, and the theme and what we are talking about, uh, this is very, very relevant because if you see the trends, the government's investment in the health sector pre-COVID was very less compared to other, but post-COVID increased. But definitely, yes, uh, people have also now been more and more aware of going towards organic, Ayurvedic, herbal, rather than the conventional medicines which everybody used to take. In this context, I think this seminar or the workshop is very, very relevant.
There are certain things which I would like to suggest or highlight. One, there is a global for these products, which we can say are products. And even the WHO has taken notice to it. Thanks to the initiative of the Ministry as well as the Government of India, that these products are now uh, getting international awareness. However, as Dr. Jadhav mentioned, if you talk them as medicines, then there are huge non-tariff barriers which comes in, and compliance with them becomes very, very complex because you need like so some of the cases have been that, of course, they showed it as organic product and herbal product and tried to export which is well. But there is a lot of demand for these products in the developing countries, and especially Africa, Latin America, even in ASEAN and towards East Asia, because these have been on the basis of the traditional ancient uh, knowledge for the medicine, uh, which conventionally have been adopted. And if these approaches or these kind of marketing strategy is taken, it might be perhaps more easier to get into the international market. The second is also about international collaborations. India is having so many trade agreements, which is currently also negotiated. And there are areas of economic cooperation, and I would urge AYUSH officials to take up with the Ministry of Commerce that at least in these free trade agreements where there is a framework on economic cooperation, some cooperation on exchange of information, understanding about the regulatory, joint details, and other things can be incorporated in the framework so that the ministry can work in those countries, their regulatory authorities, or the counterparts in those countries. Domestically, also, there is a lot of attention. We have heard the example of Chavatras and other things. बचपन से हम लोग खाते आए हैं सदियों में पेरेंट्स दादा दादी they are eating देखा even home based many remedies which my grandmother used to give it to us in winters and other things. Uh, all these have been known to us and they have very strong medicine value, but perhaps among ourselves we do not recognize that and still rely on allopathic medicine. Immunity right now, everybody is thanks to our food habit and pollution, thanks to all that which is happening. And I think here I can play a very, very important role. And in this regard, I think the research community, all the researchers, academia, can bringing a lot of value to the government in their policy making. One, doing some kind of analysis on marketing strategy, branding, uh, how these products could be branded globally, uh, what needs to be done. These actually require uh, systemic thinking as well as a proper research to the sampling because each country may have a different requirement. And I think this workshop with the students and academia, which has been participating, it would be very, very useful to, to look and collaborate because evidence-based marketing or policy making is very important. Now, we not only need to understand what we can supply, also understand what is the demand and expectation. And that may also help uh, the government in looking at how you can at international markets and addressing the non-tariff barrier to back to the framework where if the agreements or assessments or bringing the target country regulators to show how these manufacturing is done, how it is not taken as a regular medicine for the regulatory mechanism could be another important aspect. I will end with that, with wishing you all a very, very success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. Hello. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and your expertise that you shared with us. Definitely, we'll be focusing on it, and Professor Jadhav will be back with the same feedback. Uh, I would take an opportunity here. I'll take an opportunity here to request our Director, Sir, Professor N.K. Barua, to felicitate Mr. Abhay Valsania on behalf of IIT RAM. Today he has spared his valuable time and really performed for us. Abhay, please. And we wish that you become an international star very soon. And don't forget us and a performance here at IIT RAM once you achieve the heights. Thank you.
Sincere gratitude to IIT RAIM, Dr. Meera Vasani, Dr. Shukor, and Mr. Saurabh. Thank you so much for the great amenities. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Thank you, ma'am.
May I now invite our dearest Madam, Professor Vijaya Katti ma'am. I'll take few moments ma'am to introduce. Ma'am is MA PhD postdoctoral research and is a professor in Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. She has superannuated from the post of professor and deep administration as well as academics in Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. She is oh, ma'am, may
In brief, I would like to tell you that yes, I superannuated as Dean and Professor from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade in October 2020. That was the peak of COVID, where the importance of Ayurveda was really understood by the world, and India's importance was understood at the peak. And yes, I have been offered re-employment by IIFT for 5 more years, and I'm still working with IIFT. So I believe that tells everything about me. I have contributed a lot in terms of conferences. I have written books. I have I have done the project reports, and one of the most important project report which was done by me was in for AYUSH, Ministry of AYUSH, 2011, and that was for the first time that Government of India thought about taking up research in this particular area. We were told, we were given the terms of reference which were really unique, very challenging, because that was the time when people did not realize, understand the importance of Ayush. That was the time when export potential was something which was unheard of, because Ayush itself had to establish itself, and then we can talk about exports. That was the time when HS codes were not really defined very well. HS codes were there, but it did not cover the range of the products which have been covered within the Ayush. Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, and Homeopath, Siddha, all these things. So it was a real challenge for us carrying out the discussions with academic institutions which were involved. Very few. I had come to Jamnagar at that time because that was one of the known place and very well established in this Ayurveda. We went all over India. We did the work in two parts. primary research and secondary research. Secondary, of course, on the basis of data, and primary, yes. We were given the mandate of finding out the export potential for AYUSH in SAARC and ASEAN countries. What was the reason? AYUSH Ministry felt that these are two regions where we are well established, at least, though not very well known, at least we know that there have been many practitioners who have been going there. We know that these are the places where our Ayurveda medicines are accepted. These are the places where there is a lot of potential and where there are practices which have been evolving and where it is getting more and more acceptance also. Certain places we had visited, certain countries within SAARC and ASEAN, where we were two of us and we visited those places. We tried to find out, we conducted a lot of research, we had our questionnaire framed, we had focus group discussions into many of these places within India, outside India, and we really found out, and it was a real pleasure, it was a real satisfaction because the way whatever recommendations we had come out with, Government of India, Ministry of Ayush accepted them. Two most important recommendations whichever have been implemented. One was more streamlined classification of HS. Within HS, many more items got introduced, got incorporated. And second one was the effort for exports really got established. Recognition and all over India, academic community, exporters were so thrilled whenever we went to them. We tried to find out from them whatever had been their problem areas. Plethora of information we got because for the first time their issues, their questions, their problems were getting addressed, and we are quite sure, we in IFT, whatever research we do, it never gathers the dust. It always sees the light of the day. Ministries definitely work on the recommendations. So the export, later on, very recently, RIS has also conducted research. US, etc. All these, it's not that Ayush Ministry did not know. It is not that we did not know that these are the areas where there are many exports. Main problem is recognition for our Ayurveda products, clinical trials, GMP, good manufacturing practices, good agricultural practices. The most uh, maximum number of hurdles are from these developed countries, US, EU, and the least number of problems we were facing in the area of Malaysia, Singapore. We went to Malaysia, Singapore, we went to Bangladesh. Bangladesh was so open. Pakistan, which is not a very, I mean, which is not a very friendly country, had been quite friendly. We could not go there personally, but whatever discussions we had, we could find out that our Ayurveda was very much acceptable. Nepal, Nepal had been one where there was a lot of uh, enthusiasm. They welcomed us a lot, and they were so happy that we were the ones we went there. And they told us that there had been so many issues. There had been so many issues because of the competition from China, which is more into the traditional medicines. And why? We found out that this was more because of the practice. So, trading services, whatever is an important component in the area of the economics, practitioners who are going there, who are trying to popularize that, who are trying to give the practical demonstrations was one weakness of India at that time at least. 2011 to 24, 25, the situation must have improved. But I still feel that yes, there is a lot which needs to be done, and that was the time when we faced lots of problems because of lack of clinical trials, lack of acceptance. There has been mention about this, whatever we are very well established into this area. Many of these things, these are the legacy of India. For example, when we talk about Ayurveda, yes, 1000 BC, Charak Sushruta Samhita, Charak Samhita, Ayurveda had been very well established. Yoga, thousands of years ago, we have been doing it. We have been practicing our rishis. There have been practices where our rishi munis have stood on one leg and they have been doing kathor tapasya and doing these yogasanas where they have had the mastery over so many of their own body control, etc. Naturopathy, which is believing in self-healing, this is again a theory of vitality, the term was coined by John Seeley in 1895. This was in Greece. Still, India is something where we have been believing in naturopathy a lot. Homeopathy, although it was German physician Hahnemann, still the philosophy regarding rather than fighting with the disease, try to improve upon your own immunity, and that was one of the basic principles which was homeopathy. We have heard so much about Dali Maka Batua, where there are so many घरेलू नुस्खे, and we've been brought up. हम तो छोटे थे तब से ये सब लेके ही मेडिसिन was something हमारे during those times, even during my childhood, we did not have too many of these super specialty hospitals. हमारे यहाँ एक डॉक्टर होता था, फैमिली डॉक्टर, एक कंपाउंडर होता था. कंपाउंडर used to be very knowledgeable, who would also give out dispensing medicine जो था, वो तो कॉन्सेप्ट ही चला गया. वो क्या क्या करके मिला के दवाई देते थे और उसका डोज लेना है और हम ठीक हो जाते थे. इसके साथ साथ क्योंकि घर से ये भी ले लो, वो भी ले लो, ये काढ़ा ले लो, वो कुछ हल्दी होती थी, आमी हलद होती थी, उसको वो करके पेस्ट करके उसको जख्म पे लगा लो, कुछ स्प्रेन हुआ है तो ऐसे ही कुछ करो, ऐसे ये सब हमने किया और हमने एक्सपीरियंस भी किया. So this is something which is not unknown, and all the distinguished speakers on dais have told so many things about us. Parmar Saab has told, आपके जो आयुष के डायरेक्टर साहब आए हैं उन्होंने इतना सब कुछ बताया, और the importance of Ayurveda products, especially during the COVID times. Yes, I'm in Delhi, but within Delhi also, I know the families which have been taking all these Ayurveda things for immunity. They are the ones they really did not get affected because of this COVID. ऐसे ऐसे खबरें आती थी, कल जिससे बात हुई है वो आज नहीं रहा. It was real havoc of nature जो बोलते हैं. And during those times, the saving grace was only and only Ayurveda. So, the work which I did in 2011, I have my report, which has really it was a real pioneering work, and I worked very hard during those times. I was a PI, just like आपके दोनों PI and co-PI, both Jadhav must have worked very hard for getting this project, for writing the proposal. I can understand. फिर भी इनकी टास्क काफी सिंपल हो गई. हमारा उस टाइम पे whatever we had done, it was a real challenging thing, because establishing Ayurveda, AYUSH, all these things was itself a challenge, and that was the time कोई बिलीव नहीं करते थे किसी को भी. फास्ट रिकवरी ओनली एलोपैथी. आयुर्वेद से क्या होने वाला है? अभी भी ये लोगों को ऐसे ही लगता है, बट आयुर्वेद इज द वन को जड़ से उखाड़ेगा. होम्योपैथी इज द वन व्हिच विल रियली इंप्रूव ऑन योर इम्यूनिटी. बट देन mindset भी होना चाहिए. Creating that type of mindset was also a challenge. Talking to people, established academicians will be मानते. Doctors जो है नहीं. I mean, it was such a big challenge. Nobody was willing to believe. Even now, जब आपका ये क्या पपीता का रस आपका डेंगू होता है, पपीता is the only one which really saves you. पर अभी तक डॉक्टर्स आयुर्वेद ने हम उसकी वो निकाली है, कैप्सूल्स की है, वो देने तक के लिए वो डॉक्टर्स राजी नहीं होते. वेरी रिसेंटली मेरी ननन यूएसए से आई थी, उसका जब डेंगू हुआ तो हमने देखा this papita was the only one which saved her. Platelet count तो यूं डाउन होता जाता है. Anyways, so मेरा PPT just 2 minutes. Okay, next. Okay, but what I have done is I would like to recommend six slides on one page. ऐसे अगर print पे दे दो लोग, तो what we have done in the capsule form, the idea about it, I have given about all whatever in the recommendations, and our recommendations are really good. Some of them have been good, some of them have still not seen the light of day. So probably they will forward. And I promoted your training services because that is something. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, in तीनों countries मैं खुद गई थी, and I have seen so many Indians doing practicing. पंचकर्मा है और अब वो सारे स्पेशल बेड्स लेके जा रहे हैं, स्पेशल सारी चीजें लोगों को सिखा रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं, and whatever have been their problems. So based on that हमने काफी recommendation. So those recommendations and the growth of AYUSH, I have tried to give the glimpse of that. It has really, डॉक्टर साहब ने अभी बताया कि कितना बढ़ रहा है. 2025-32 में तो और भी ज़्यादा projections बहुत high level के हैं. Yes, there is a lot of potential and we must encash on that. Ministry of AYUSH is playing an important role. Government of India is introducing various schemes, but I think many more efforts are required because the system is something which is very genuine and which is the one which is really going to save us in the long run. Allopathy is something, okay, control the disease, fine, but improving the immunity, improving the longevity, and making you strong both physically and mentally. AYUSH is the one which is the best remedy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful thoughts. And may we wish that we also remain so enthusiastic, at least till your age, though we are not sure. Professor Mukesh Kumar Barua is the current director of IIT RAM. Professor Barua holds a PhD in management from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, and has been associated with Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee since 2014 in various roles. Currently, he is on DN as a professor in the Department of Management Studies at IIT Roorkee. His research interests span operations research, operations management, quality control, project management, business statistics, and supply chain management. Professor Barua has successfully completed projects funded by esteemed agencies such as DST, that is Department of Science and Technology, and ICSSR. He is an accomplished author with numerous journal publications, conference proceedings, and books to his credit. Additionally, he has held several administrative positions within IIT Roorkee and currently sir is serving as Director IIT RAM. May I request Professor Barua for a formal vote of thanks.
Sir, can I get a minute before you propose it? No, I hope I am able you are able to hear me. I would like to mention here that Dr. Jadhav, Praveen Jadhav and Dr. Ratna, who addressed you just for this, Both of them have been my PhDs.
Thank you, Professor Vasane, for giving me this opportunity to present a word of thanks. So, at the outset, I would like to thank Professor PK Jain, Director General, Professor Bhatti from IIFT, Professor Jadhav, Mr. Patel from Ministry of AYUSH, Government of Gujarat, and there are several industry people who will be joining panel discussion over here. I would like to thank Dr. Joban Modha, who will be one of the panelists, Dr. Priyanka Shah, Dr. Anand Mehta, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, Mr. Darshit Joshi, Dr. Jadhav from SES Hyderabad, Professor Methi, who will be joining us after the lunch. And there are a couple of technical sessions which will be there from 2:30 p.m. onwards. I would also like to thank all my colleagues who are sitting here, all the students, all those people who have worked behind the scene, all those people from media, my staff members, and last but not the least, Professor Meera Vasani for anchoring this program very nicely. So thank you everyone.
So at the end of this formal inaugural session, there are certain two announcements which I will make. First announcement is sorry, there is some change in the events. Like we will begin the panel discussion immediately, and after panel discussion, we will be moving to the small garden area for a group photograph, and then we'll proceed for the lunch. So we are not dispersing at this moment. The teas will be served in the seminar room itself, and we'll begin the panel discussions right away. So thank you formally to all the dignitaries on the dais for sparing their time and valuable expertise and joining us and motivating us for this conference. We seek your blessings for the whole day today for a successful and grand, fruitful barter of the knowledge. Thank you very much for joining. Have a nice day.